Charlie Schofield making his way to the ring, just waiting for his tune to kick in. I'm not too sure what's going on here.
The silent ring walk.
Yeah, he's doing the Miguel Cotto silent ring walk. Do you remember that, Simon, in Madison Square Garden where Cotto just appeared out of the darkness?
I do, but there was the White Stripes were playing at the start of that. People always say it was a silent ring walk, but I do remember hearing it a little bit at the beginning. Is Charlie now just getting in the ring? I like Schofield.
Thank you then, boxing fans. Here we go then with our next bout of the evening. This brought to you by VIP Promotions, Tanko, VIP TV and Fight Life. This bout scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight division. Timekeeper on the bell is Gary Grennan from Burnley. Upon the sound of the bell, our scoring referee, should it go the distance, is Phil Edwards from Preston. Firstly, on my left, boxing out of the blue corner, his weight for the contest, 12 stone, 3 pounds, 6 ounces. This tonight is fight number 15 of his professional career. Wearing the black shorts and boxing out of Yeovil, Somerset. Introducing Bryn, the Bruiser, Wain.
Bruiser.
And across the ring, boxing out of the red corner stands his undefeated opponent. His official weight for this bout, 12 stone, 8 pounds, 4 ounces. 7 visits to the ring as a professional boxer, all resulting in victory. Tonight he's wearing the white shorts trimmed with blue and black. Boxing this evening in his home city of Manchester, England, introducing Charlie Schofield. Referee Phil Edwards will now issue his final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, you follow my instructions when I tell you to break cleanly and take a step back. Watch legs in close and remember, defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
This a light heavyweight contest is scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds of boxing.
Charlie Schofield in the home corner, he's wearing the white trunks with blue and black trim. In the away
Second
corner,
down, round 1.
we've got Bryn Wain in the away corner. He's got the black trunks on, his nickname's Bruiser.
Just thinking then, it's like what we were talking about last night.
Don't overdo it, Luke.
A couple of the boxers were refusing to walk without the ring music on and the superstition thing, and we talked to Macaulay about it, weren't we? And Charlie, he's easy like just strolls out and he's not bothered.
Do you know, when Charlie Schofield first turned over, I think he was a little bit tentative, but if I look at the performances he's put in since, and I know he's been doing a lot of work with Robert Rimmer down the gym, and he's more and more confident. Not only has he grown into being a light heavyweight, he's grown into being a professional boxer as well. And
Funnily enough, Simon, I was going to say exact same thing. I was just looking down his record then on BoxRec, and I can pinpoint the fight when it started to come together for Charlie. It's when he fought Andy Naylon here at the Victoria Warehouse. Now, Andy was 0-7 at the time, never won a fight, but Charlie was a different character that night. It was as if he'd become a professional boxer. You know, he'd settled into the business almost overnight. Yeah. Since then, he's been good every single time out. He's fought 3 times this year. This is his 4th appearance. And he's steadily improved every time. Yeah,
do you know what Schofield's done? Is like when he used to kind of just leave his jab out there dangling kind of as a bit of a rangefinder. Now he snaps his jab. He uses it to set up the right hand. He uses it to set up a 3-punch combo. And like I say, you're just looking at he is much improved. Yeah, obviously he's much improved because he's a lot more confident and he's believing in himself. But
are we seeing almost a repeat of Jack Armfield here? He's got the same build, relying on his straight 1-2, but now as he's growing in confidence more and more, we're beginning to see him put more authority into his shots, use his range more, use his reach, and put more pizzazz, I suppose is the word, into his work.
Yeah, I think you can see he has got a bit of Bobby Rimmer about him, the punching pigeon, the man himself, certainly in some of the things he does. And I think what Robert's been trying to do is, I think Robert's just kind of a little bit of kind of controlled aggression behind his shots, how he puts some of his combinations together, some of the salvos. I think that's what he's looking for, and I think he's more exciting. I think every fight he's had, he's been more exciting as well. He's been a little bit more willing to mix it up. He's been a little bit more willing to take the shots. And like I say, I think he's already hurt Wain a couple of times to the body shots. It's Wain spelt W-A-I-N. I think it's going to be a little bit awkward in there because Charlie's quite a little bit taller than Wain, and I think what Wain's doing is he's just leaning out the way a little bit of these shots, and I think Charlie's going to have to really punch down tonight and also close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, he put a double jab in, instead of just one. Use the first jab to just close the distance and then come behind it with another one.
Yeah.
Always a good way to get an opponent who's backing up.
I don't want to get anyone doing the ya Colo chant, but I've just spotted the Man City tattoo on Schofield's right arm, and I remember City fluked a 2-1 win today with ya bagging a couple, so I say everybody's playing for the runners-up spot this year, with Liverpool running away with the league in a few months' time. Decent first round there. I don't know if you're forgetful actually, Madeira, but you really do study these ring car girls just to keep you and remind you what round we're up to. That was the end of the first, mate. So this will be the second, yeah. But I'm not sure you don't want to believe, just want to double check, do you, by just keeping an eye on that ring car girl. Get that logged off that PC as well before Steve Wood comes round. Don't want any of that here. It's a family show. Bit of blue for the dads. Charlie Schofield fans, if you're tuning in, what are you making of Charlie's performance? VIP Boxing Live, drop the hashtag in on Twitter. We'll read your tweet out, as long as it's not going to get us in trouble with the FBI. Matt Bowles, Brian King, Andy Popolowski, Ainsley Carpy, Boxing Island.
Second down, round 2.
John Joe Price on Twitter. He's in bed watching the boxing, looking forward to Matty Askin later on.
Before that, though, we got Charlie Schofield entering the second round against Bryn Wain. As we keep saying, it's a good chance for you to see the formative steps in the career of these young fighters. You're getting the opportunity to watch it now on Fight Live TV with Tanko Boxing, VIP promotions. You wouldn't ordinarily get the chance to see Charlie Schofield.
Do you know, I think one of the things I've got to comment on, I remember the very first time Steve Wood asked me to do a little bit of commentary. It was more kind of end of round analysis. It was a few years ago, a show in Bolton. And if you look at what it's kind of grown in, a bit cheesily, I started Claymaker's Corner off commentating on the likes of Charlie Schofield's fights. And, I look back at them now, and, potentially Charlie Schofield next year, he's going to be boxing on TV thanks to these deals with Steve's done with Fight Live TV channel. And the exposure, it's great. And I've got to also give a special mention for all the work that Charlie puts in with his own social media. I know Brian Rose has accused him a little bit of being HBO 24/7 at times with some of the stuff he does, but it's great to see. You can see what Charlie gets up to in camp, and he's making an effort to put himself out there and to grow himself almost as a brand. So, fair play to Charlie. He's a little bit frustrated in there. I think Wain's, he's all wrong in there for Schofield, the way he's boxing. He's awkward, he's crouching down, he's rolling under the punches, and I think the jab's going to be the key for Schofield. He has got a nice jab. There we go, doubling up on the jab as well. Just set him up.
Maybe not just concentrate on throwing it to the head. A chest, he dropped it down to a stomach then. Just give Wain something else to think about. Because Charlie's throwing the jab out, but it's coming out at the same speed. Wain will have seen 10,000 jabs in his career. He's out and around the small halls every single week.
Seen 10,000 jabs. What is he, some kind of...
world traveller.
Oh, the world traveller, right, yeah.
Yeah, so if Charlie can just mix it up to head, mix it up to body, throw a fast jab, put a really heavy one in.
Lovely right uppercut landed then, and a right hand over the top from Schofield. Right on cue there, John Evans was asking for it. We're virtually sat right underneath the boxing as well, so I'm sure if Charlie is John giving a bit of advice or a tip that he thinks he'll try, he'll have that. Don't see a lot of boxers don't like doing the jab, the left hand to the body.
Floyd Mayweather's most underrated weapon, the jab to the body.
It is, and speaking of Floyd Mayweather, we've got Dr. Artif Daniel in the house in just 2 fights' time. I know there's a lot of people already tuning in to see the doctor. I'm going to be breaking away at the end of this round. I'm going to be getting ready with John Telford. John put him in the boot. Telford, he's next up after this fight.
I see the Dr. Hitman was thanking his fans, drawn a few fans from around the country, I believe, tonight to come and watch the doctor at work. Yeah, I mentioned Andy Popolowski early doors, and I know John Ryder's tuning in to watch the doctor tonight as well. He's giving him a bit of a big up, and also John's fiancée Nancy, she's tuning in as well. He's going to catch up with a few of the tweets now.
Mike Lee's on Twitter watching from Dallas, Tesco.
Dallas Tesco?
Not Tesco.
Dallas Tesco,
Texas.
every little helps. Get yourself down there to Dallas Tesco. We're going to do a take 2 now, Madeira. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Luke, can you bring us up to date with the tweets?
Mike Lee's on Twitter, watching from Dallas, Texas. There we go.
Get yourself down there. Celebration tubs, 2 for a £5. What supermarket do you shop at, Luke? You look like, I know it won't be, you're not been your mum and dad. You look like a Marks and Sparks kind of guy.
I was going to say Waitrose.
No. You've never pushed a trolley round an Asda, have you, Luke? Come on.
Of course I have.
He doesn't ask for his pound back.
No, he doesn't. He puts the pound in, then donates it to the fella in the car park. Right, guys, I'm going to break away. I'm going to join you after this fight. Thanks for tuning in. Keep the hashtags coming in, guys. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live. I've been the Claymaker. I'm back after this fight. John, put him in the boot, Telford.
Davey Boy Essex on Twitter. Here's one for you. He's never seen Schofield before, but he says he's got to stiffen up that jab and time Wain when he's coming in.
Yeah, very Rimmer-esque. Just what we were saying, Davey Boy. I know Davey Boy, very successful YouTube channel. Some fantastic fight videos on there. Always one of the quickest guys to get the previous night's fights up. But yeah, if we could just see Charlie mix up the weight of a jab, mix up the speed, throw it to head, throw it to body, I think he might be able to make a bit more of an indentation in Bryn, Wain.
Yeah, his improvements are massive as well. From the first time I've seen him, he's improved so much in the little fights that he has had.
All excellent learning fights. You look down Charlie's record, he's fought a who's who really. He's fought Jamie Ambler, Jason Jones, Elvis Doob twice, Mitch Mitchell. These are all learning fights. Bryn Wain just giving him something completely different to look about, a more awkward style, more difficult to catch, isn't he?
Yeah, and the 2 fights with Elvis Doob, you can see the improvements that Charlie's made on the basics, using his jab and varying his punches. It's really good to see that fighters are learning from fight to fight and they're not just plodding through the career getting these wins.
Oh, fantastic right uppercut from Schofield.
That's another thing with Schofield as well. All of his victories so far have been on points, but he's showing that power now.
Must have some chin, Wain. He took that absolutely flush, and it stopped him dead in his tracks for half a second, but just regrouped, regathered, and back on the march. Doob, for wins over Doob, on paper they just look like routine 4-rounders, but then you look what Elvis did last time out against Luke Blackledge, where he dropped him heavily, very heavily, and nearly had him out of there. And it just puts... People take Elvis Doob for granted, but unless you bang on your game, he will find you out.
And Charlie was never struggled in that second fight with him. I was on commentary on that night, and he was in control for every second of the fight. And people kind of overestimate, it is quite hard to do, keep a man off you that just keeps plodding forward with that jab, like Charlie did that night.
Nice left up to her body, just drew a look of consternation there from Bryn Wain. I think that did catch him, and he just waved Schofield in. It's always the way, isn't it, when we wave someone in and say something hasn't hurt, it generally has.
Yeah.
Danny Armstrong tweeting in, Luke sent you some links on email, Danny. Busy night on the tweets tonight. Big fight atmosphere here. It feels like people are excited for the top of the bill, and we're certainly seeing that on the Twitter action. Thanks for all your contributions so far. It certainly helps the night fly along, doesn't it, when we get an input from people?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of these shows, you see people, they come and see their mates and then they clear off, and the venue kind of, it's full and then it empties out a little bit and then fills up again. But you can see everyone sticking around for this main event because it's got potential to be a really, really good fight.
Yeah, Victoria Warehouse here in a stone's throw from Old Trafford in Manchester, full again. Last night we had a good attendance for an 8-fight bill promoted by VIP Boxing. Ruthless Ryan Doyle getting the 14th win of his career. Second round stoppage, wasn't it? Who else did we have on last night? We had Jordan Thompson.
He really impressed me.
Again.
Really impressed me. First time I've seen him live, and he looks like a very good fighter and one that's going to progress through the levels very quickly.
Yeah, Luke Willis from the Tonks Gym as well, impressive. Good night last night. Tonight feels like a bigger deal altogether. It's a real prize at the end of a night for either Matty Askin or Tommy McCarthy. That's going to be coming up at around 11:15, we think. Stay tuned. Let us know what you think of the action. Tweet in your thoughts, views, opinions, questions. We'll read them all out. If we see any boxers passing by will ask them to jump on the mic for a couple of fights while Simon's carrying the bucket. And that's not a bargain bucket, by the way.
When I arrived at the venue last night, 6 pizzas came through the door. I didn't see him again, so I don't know where they went.
What would you like to see? You know, we can see Charlie's raw ingredients here, can't we? You know, we can see what he's going to be good at. What would you like to see in 2017? You know, he's made big strides this year. Been impressed in every performance, really. He's gone up and up. What would you like to see him add to his game next year, Luke?
I think it is key for not just the fighter himself, but the viewing crowd and the fans. And he's starting to hurt people now, and we need to see him follow up on that. And the uppercut, for example, he jumped on his man, but he's lacking that one-punch power that a lot of guys have at the heavier weights, and I think that's something he can add, because he's great boxing on the outside, but sometimes you need that one punch, the uppercut or the hook, that's going to turn a fight in your favour when it isn't going your way, because he has it all his way his career so far.
Yeah, sometimes that's natural, isn't it? You know, some fighters are just born with thudding power. Maybe Charlie could just work on, like he stepped around the angles then, just opened up a little other avenue. Maybe could just work on ways to open up shots, because you know he's a big guy, nice and rangy. I'm sure he does carry a hell of a lot of power. It's just finding the route to land that right hand, or finding the route to land the left hook, isn't it?
And it's not criticism at all, because he has improved that massively. And you can see that uppercut, for example, that probably wouldn't have landed 4 fights ago, because he's been working on these little angles to get in the inside. Elliot Foster wants to start hashtag message Madeira on Twitter.
There's the UK editor of Boxing Scene. I think he should message Madeira for some tips. Good lad, Elliot. Not seen him for a couple of months actually. I've not been over to Liverpool for fights, but one of your most recognisable faces on the scene, isn't he? Freelance Foz.
Yeah, he's always at shows. Jordan Thompson's just turned up at the venue, actually sat behind Jack Massey. They seem to be friendly. 2 cruiserweights. Big futures ahead of both of them. Good work so far from Schofield going into round 5. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live on Twitter. Let us know what you think of the fight so far.
Yeah, coming up to a 5th of 6 here. I wonder if I'll just ask Charlie to just try and up the tempo here, or maybe look for something different. You know, he's got the fight in the bag, hasn't he? I don't think Bryn Wain's doesn't possess probably the ability to turn this around. So maybe just work on a couple of things I've been looking at in the gym. I think we saw Charlie trying to do it by stepping around to the outside. Maybe we might see a little bit more of that in the last couple of rounds, now he's got the rounds in the bank. Yeah,
it's a perfect opportunity to do that now, because he doesn't have too much to lose, because he knows that he's got the measure of Wain in there. Ryan Martin on Twitter talking about the main event. Is Tommy McCarthy on course to be the quickest cruiserweight to lift the British title?
If you listen to a lot of Irish boxing fans, they'll tell you he is. You know, he's a lot of noise surrounding Tommy McCarthy. Charlie Schofield looking to make a bit of noise himself here. He has flown off his stool. Looks like Robert Rimmer has told him to get about this now in the last couple of rounds.
Lovely uppercut straight through the middle again.
Just picked up a little warning for holding my head down. I thought it was a little bit harsh, that, actually.
Yeah.
Looking around ringside, we got Zelf of the Brown Flash Barracks just walked in. So was Lyndon Arthur. Very impressive last time out. Stopped Mitch Mitchell in a round. Something that's not easily done.
Yeah. Jordan Thompson's over there with Jack Massey on our right hand side. Ricky Hatton's in the building.
Bit of a who's who of the Manchester fight scene here tonight. This card has grabbed the imagination. No Manchester fighters in that top main event. Matty Askin and Tommy McCarthy. But people are genuinely interested. You know, it has been talked about. It could be one of her fights of the year.
It's fantastic to have a bill like this in Manchester. That it's not too expensive to come to, and there's genuine boxing fans in here tonight that just want to see a good fight. They don't support either man, they just want to see a 50-50 fight, and that's what we've got.
This one hasn't been a 50-50 fight, but Charlie Schofield shown us a little bit more again. You know, we know he's got a jab, but he has put the uppercut behind it in the last couple of rounds. He has tried to move his feet and look for hooks. Don't forget, hashtag VIP Boxing Live. When Simon's in the ring carrying the bucket for John Putnam in the boot, Telford, let us know what you think of his red trainers. I think they're atrocious.
I agree with you. And so does Matt from his message earlier.
Tic Tac Head, nice name. Saying it's a good performance from Schofield, and he's just punctuated that with a beautiful body shot.
5, 6, 7, 8.
He's waved it
it's
off.
all over.
Perfectly placed, left hook to the body. As soon as it landed, Wain went down. It's the first stoppage of Schofield's career. And he's ecstatic with it, isn't he?
Yeah, we were just saying that that's something he needs to add to his game, and right on cue he landed some wonderful shots, and you can see what it means to him to get the first stoppage of his career. He's ecstatic.
Yeah, as Macaulay McGowan said last night, you feel like a beast the first time you stop somebody. Poor Bryn Wain's got a bucket on his lap. Obviously had a terrible effect on him, that shot. But Charlie Schofield, just as we were asking, he did that something different, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a really good performance, and we were saying that it was time to try something, and he didn't. You can see what's happened there, because it was a lovely shot that landed to get that stoppage. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live, let us know what you think of that fight.
Yeah, first stoppage of the night there. Charlie Schofield just bringing matters to a conclusion.
And if you quit, we'll grab Charlie in a minute, so if you quit, get your question in for him and we'll ask him. You won't have long though. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live.
Just going to wait for Bryn to take his time getting off his stool before we get the official announcement, but Charlie Schofield moves to 8-0. It's the first stoppage of his career, and he'll go into 2017 in fine fettle.
Yeah, we were just talking about his confidence, how much it's been rising over the last few fights.
Our timekeeper at ringside, Gary Grennan, has recorded an official stoppage time of 2 minutes 22 seconds of round number 5. Referee Phil Edwards stops the contest. In his professional opinion, Bryn Wain is in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner, and still undefeated as a professional boxer from Manchester, Charlie Schofield.
So there we go, as we were telling you all the way through the fight, it's another improvement from Charlie Schofield. Fourth fight of 2000.
As he leaves the ring as well, good to see him back on his feet as well. Please put your hands together for our gallant runner up there, Bryn Wain.
Fourth fight of 2016, stepped up his level of performance each time, and then ends the year on.
He entered the ring this evening undefeated, 7 fights, 7 victories. Tonight, he's added to the record. Next time he's in the ring, this Manchester boxer will have 8 fights, 8 victories to his name. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Schofield.
We're going to try and grab Charlie. He has got a couple of fans wanting to speak to him. Here he is, Charlie's just come over now. You must be absolutely over the moon, Charlie. First stoppage.
You're right, mate. Yeah, I'm buzzing with that one, over the moon. You know, I've been working hard as nails in the gym, and you know that's what we've been working towards, and you know I'm just buzzing it's come off tonight.
We were just talking, you've stepped up in performance every fight this year, haven't you? And just around the 3rd or 4th round there, you started stepping around to the side, looking for your uppercut, looking for something different, and you found it.
You know, I seen those openings, and you know that's thanks to Rob and my coaches, Bobby. You know, they're helping me see those angles, and we're working on them in the gym every day. And I just want to say thanks to the amazing support here tonight and everyone over social media. They've just been brilliant. Can't thank them enough.
Right. Yeah, that's it, Charlie. Thanks a lot for that, pal. Next fight, well done, mate.
See you later.